Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Trent Alexander-Arnold suffers injury nightmare minutes into Real Madrid Champions League debut. Trent Alexander-Arnold was substituted just minutes into his Champions League bout with Real Madrid following his summer move from Liverpool FC. Trent Alexander-Arnold's Champions League debut for Real Madrid turned into a nightmare as he was forced off the pitch due to an injury just 5 minutes into the game. The 26-year-old, who had only started 2 of Real's first 4 La Liga games, appeared to pull his hamstring during the early stages of Tuesday's clash with Marseille at the Bernabeu. His chances of playing against his former team, Liverpool, in the Champions League in less than 2 months are now in serious danger, reports the Liverpool Echo. Alexander-Arnold is set to return to Anfield for the first time since his controversial departure at the end of last season. The highly anticipated match between these two top seeds is scheduled for November 4th. Both teams will be aiming to secure automatic qualification, with Liverpool having finished at the top of the league phase last season. Alexander-Arnold felt his right hamstring after playing a pass just 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the clash with Marseille. The right-back immediately sat down on the pitch, signaling for medical attention from Madrid staff. It quickly became clear that Alexander-Arnold would not be able to continue. He was substituted by Dani Carvajal, who had started in Madrid's 2-1 victory over Real Sociedad on Saturday, maintaining their flawless start to the season. Alexander-Arnold now faces a race against time to be fit for the November clash at Anfield, a game that will be played amid the backdrop of a highly charged atmosphere following his decision to quit Liverpool. "I think first and foremost, I want to say it's not an easy decision and there's a lot of thought and feeling that has gone into it," he said back in May. "I've been here 20 years now, loved every single minute of it, achieved all my dreams, achieved everything I've ever wanted to hear. Giving everything day in, day out for 20 years, I've got to a point now where I feel like I need a change, a new challenge for me as a player and as a person. And I think now is the right time for me to do that." Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool FC breaking news, transfers, and updates from Anfield. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Liverpool news daily. Our second news is Virgil van Dijk dismisses Alexander Isak claim with first Liverpool impression made. Alexander Isak could make his long-awaited Liverpool debut in their Champions League game against Atletico Madrid at Anfield on Wednesday after training hard to get match fit. Virgil van Dijk has insisted that Alexander Isak was a vital signing for Liverpool in the summer transfer window, not a luxury addition. The defending Premier League champions turned heads over the summer by splashing over £450 million on new players. Isak was the headline arrival, joining for £125 million from Newcastle on deadline day, after a long and arduous saga. He joined Hugo Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone, Armin Pesce and Freddie Woodman at the club. Arne Slot has overseen an almost complete overhaul of the attack which won the title in his debut season, with Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez and Harvey Elliott leaving and Diogo Jota tragically dying in a car crash. They have started the campaign with 4 straight wins to sit top of the Premier League without the help of Isak. The Swedish striker is fighting to get to full fitness after barely training over the summer while on strike at Newcastle. Speaking ahead of Liverpool's first Champions League game of the season, against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday, Van Dijk bristled at the suggestion that Isak was merely an addition to an already stacked squad. "It's not really an addition, it's a replacement," Van Dijk said. "Players with a lot of quality left us and we had to replace them as they were important for us and we had successes. We have no control over the price tag. There will always be talks about that and that creates pressure, but it's down to him and us that we don't speak about it. Hopefully he will score a lot of goals, work hard and enjoy being the number 9 for Liverpool and be important for the group with goals, assists and link-up play." Isak sat out of Sweden's 2-2 draw with Slovenia during the international break before making an unsuccessful cameo off the bench in their defeat by Kosovo. He was left out of the Liverpool squad which clinched a 1-0 win at Burnley on the weekend, with Slot deeming his fitness not up to the requirements yet, but has made the squad to face Atleti, and Van Dijk says he has impressed on the training pitch. Asked what sort of impression Isak had made, the Liverpool captain replied, "Very good. Very eager, the quality has been shown already. Only positives. Off the pitch, we have conversations. I've spoken to him in the international break when everything was sorted. It's about getting as fit as possible as quickly as possible and understanding how we train, how we press, set pieces. It has been a good week for him. Let's see about tomorrow." Isak netted 27 times for Newcastle last season before burning his bridges at St James Park. Van Dijk is excited to see how he settles in a red shirt, while competing with Ekatike for a starting berth. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool FC breaking news, transfers, and updates from Anfield. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Liverpool news daily. Our third news is Arne Slot names Liverpool's new £100 million player in fierce response to transfer critics. Liverpool manager Arne Slot has in a combative mood in his press conference ahead of his side's Champions League encounter against Atletico Madrid, hitting back at spending criticism. Arne Slot has used Dominik Szoboszlai as an example of why the criticism of Liverpool's spending in the summer transfer window is wrong. The Reds splashed over £450 million on new players this summer in a bid to defend their Premier League title. Alexander Isak, Hugo Ekatike, Florian Wirtz, Milos Kerkez, Jeremy Frimpong, Giovanni Leone, Armin Pesci and Freddie Woodman all joined, along with Georgi Mamardashvili, who was signed last summer. Liverpool broke the Premier League transfer record to land Isak for £125 million on transfer deadline day, and their big spending has raised eyebrows. But Slot feels the analysis is unfair because Liverpool balanced the books by selling Luis Diaz, Darwin Núñez, Kevin Kelleher, Jarell Quansah, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Doak, Tyler Morton and Nat Phillips. There is so much focus on our new signings, especially from pundits that favor some other clubs in the country that cannot stop talking about £450 million, Slot told reporters ahead of Liverpool's Champions League game against Atletico Madrid on Wednesday. "I repeat, £450 million, £450 million. But they forget about the £300 million that we have sold. So, yes, if we want to strengthen the squad we need to spend that much money. If we sell Dominik Szoboszlai tomorrow he would be worth £100 million as well. I think it is only a compliment that people tell everyone we have spent so much, because that tells you the players we brought in are seen as very good players. I think we did great business, we brought in great players, and to add to that, we have already lowered the age of the players. Some other teams prefer to bring in 27-year-olds because they are ready, but we think we have brought in players who are 21, 22 who are ready, and then if they are still with you in 4 or 5 years, we can sell someone like Luis Diaz for £65 million. But it is harder to sell him for £65 million if he is already 32. That is our model, and I think we should get praise. I think all the money we have spent we generated ourselves by selling and by winning the league after we didn't buy anyone at all." Szoboszlai was signed for £60 million from RB Leipzig in 2023 and has 16 goals and 15 assists in 99 games for the club, where he remains under contract until June 2028. The 24-year-old midfielder has shown his worth to Slot this season, filling in at right back and scoring the stunning long-range free kick to beat Arsenal. Liverpool's new-look side have started with 4 straight wins in the Premier League, scoring late goals to down Bournemouth, Newcastle and Burnley. Slot's new squad will be needed in the upcoming matches, with the Champions League beginning at Anfield on Wednesday night. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool FC breaking news, transfers, and updates from Anfield. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Liverpool news daily. Our last news is stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool FC breaking news, transfers, and updates from Anfield. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more Liverpool news daily. Federico Chiesa was a surprise omission from Liverpool's Champions League squad, but David James has defended the decision and believes the Italian can be crucial in their Premier League title defence. Former Liverpool shotstopper David James has come out in support of the decision to leave Federico Chiesa out of the Champions League squad, suggesting that the Italian could play a pivotal role in their Premier League title defence. The 27-year-old's absence from the 22-man squad for Liverpool's European fixtures has been a talking point after scoring the winner on the opening day. Liverpool included 17-year-old Rio Ngumaha in their squad shortly after his decisive performance against Newcastle United at St James Park. With a limit of 17 non-homegrown players permitted in the European squad, Chiesa was overlooked as Ngumaha doesn't qualify as homegrown, having joined from Chelsea last year. Despite a limited role in Liverpool's Premier League triumph, the ex-Juventus star is becoming a fan favourite at Anfield and has already made his mark this season by scoring the winning goal in the opener against AFC Bournemouth. James praised the European Championship's hero but backed Arne Slot's choice, predicting that Chiesa will be influential in both domestic cup competitions and the league campaign. He didn't feature much at all last season, did he? Regularly on the bench and not featuring, he is this season, but the recruitment Liverpool have made has been superb, James said, speaking to the Mirror via eSports Bets. He is the player that I look at and I just think, I love you. You could put him in any era. He looks like a 1950s player and you could imagine him running with big fat leather boots on. Today, he looks like he belongs there. I think Arne has to think about the squad with regards to the multiple competitions, not just put his best players in everything. I think with Chiesa, given he's already had so much more game time in the early season, part of the defense of the Premier League will have a lot of Chiesa involvement. As much as you want to be a part of a Champions League squad, if you're a part of it and not playing, there are some who wouldn't necessarily like that. He's got a lot to do for Liverpool to be successful and I think he'll have a heavy involvement in that. Despite being omitted from the Champions League list, Chiesa was seen training with record-signing Alexander Isak after the Swede was also left out of the squad for the 1-0 victory over Burnley on Sunday. In the run-up to the match at Turf Moor, the Dutch manager spoke about how tough it was to exclude Chiesa, calling it one of the hardest decisions a coach has to make, yet he praised the forward's professionalism during the pre-match press conference. Of course, that is one of the most difficult things you have to do as a manager, Slot said. For a player not to play, it is not always easy to tell them, but not to be in the squad is always more difficult. I just explained to him why we made this choice. Of course, he wasn't happy with that. I think he understood my arguments, that is not to say he agreed with them. He didn't tell me, by the way, that he didn't agree with them. But he gave me the answer you want to hear from a player, that he will be there to help the team in the cups and in the league. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.